Good morning and welcome to Bethany House and Garden's weekly meditation series titled Finding God in Creation. Each Wednesday we'll be posting a meditation video that has been filmed on the grounds of Bethany House to help you familiarize yourself with Bethany House and Gardens and also to invite you into a meditative pause on your Wednesday morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 2nd, and today we're going to be trying something a little different. It is called Lectio Tierra, and I learned about this on a Good News Gardens convening, and I will give you the website on the webpage for Bethany House and Gardens, both to the website that features Lectio Tierra and to Good News Gardens, which is an interesting movement of the Episcopal Church, and I invite you to find ways that you can participate in this movement as well. But what is Lectio Tierra? So many of you may have heard of Lectio Divina, which means holy reading, is the simplest translation. And there's 4 steps to Lectio Divina. The first is the reading. The second is meditating on the reading, finding something that springs out to you. And then the third step is praying over what has been called to your attention, where you found God in the reading. And then finally, a moment of peace in contemplation of what you have learned and what God has brought to you through the practice of Lectio Divina. And Lectio Tierra works exactly the same way. So I'm going to walk you through each of these steps with Lectio Tierra so you can get a feel for it and hopefully adopt this practice for yourself as well. And before we start, let's just take a brief pause to take a deep inward breath, exhaling it slowly and centering ourselves. Let's begin. The first step of Lectio Tierra is to do a reading, which is basically to spend some time just contemplating and looking at the space around you and waiting to hear where God calls your attention in nature today. Today in Topeka, it's a bit cloudy. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, so the air is moist, but you can hear the birds. So let's just take a moment to contemplate this environment and look around it. Today, I find myself particularly drawn to this tree in front of us. So I'm going to move a little closer to the tree. So in my reading of the earth today, I feel God calling me to spend some time thinking about this tree. So I look at this tree. Now I'm going to spend some time just meditating on it and discerning what in particular calls me towards this tree. What I notice about this tree is it has these great spreading branches, and I can see a nest up at the top. So it's provided shelter to others, a place of life, but it also has a spot where a branch broke off. In fact, that branch was a fairly recent fall when I was here for my retreat for ordination. So it's been broken, it's been injured, and yet it's still strong. I think it's that strength in the face of difficulty and the willingness to provide shelter that really calls me. The next part of the meditation is to pray. And today I ask God to help me to continue to stand tall in spite of my wounds and the places where I've been broken. To continue to be true to myself and to what I'm meant to do in spite of the hurts I may have had. And to extend my love in graciousness, knowing that all those things that I pray for, God, are things I can only do through you, Lord. It's through your abundant love and grace that I am able to reflect even a glimmer of that in my own life. So gracious God, be with me. Lift me up, strengthen me, so I can do the work that I feel called to do. In your name I pray. Amen. The last step of this contemplation is to just spend time in contemplation, considering the gift that God has provided to you through this moment in nature, in this moment of reading the earth. And I close this morning wishing you the space for you to read nature and hear God in God's creation. In fact, finding God in creation. Amen, and have a blessed Wednesday.